Good morning and welcome to Godly Play. Over the last few weeks, Miss Helen and I have been telling a number of different stories about Jesus and his teaching and preaching. Some of these are new stories for us in Godly Play, and I've really been enjoying them. I hope you have too. This morning, I have another story about Jesus and some things that he said. Jesus said that every tree is known by its fruit. What do you think that means? Well, I think it means that an apple comes from an apple tree, not from an orange tree. And a lemon comes from a lemon tree, not from a lime tree. And a lime doesn't come from a banana tree, now, does it? So, all that seems kind of obvious to me. Every tree is known by its fruit. Well, then Jesus said something else. Jesus said that a healthy tree bears good fruit, but a poor tree bears bad fruit. Well, I'm going to show you some pictures here. A healthy apple tree with a good strong trunk and nice branches, beautiful shiny green leaves. Of course, that kind of apple tree produces juicy red or green or yellow apples that are delicious to eat. On the other hand, a withered, poor old apple tree that doesn't have a strong trunk or branches and barely has any leaves, well, it probably produces rotten apples if it produces any apples at all. So that seems like it makes sense too, right? A healthy tree bears good fruit. A poor tree bears bad fruit. So what do you think Jesus might have been trying to explain to the people? Well, then Jesus said, a good person brings good out of the treasure of his heart. That's a little harder to understand, isn't it? I think that maybe what Jesus was saying was that a good person is like the healthy tree. And when they're good on the inside and they feel healthy, then they just sort of naturally do good things and show they're good on the outside. They do things like being nice to people and sharing things and trying to help other people. They're like the healthy apple tree. And the good that they give out of their heart are like the juicy, delicious apples. So some people maybe are not so healthy on the inside. And maybe some of the things that they do are not good, are not like the healthy, juicy, delicious apples. And I'm wondering if maybe Jesus would like us to try to help those people find ways that they could get healthy on the inside. They could understand some of the things that Jesus is telling them, and that then they could get healthy and they could give off that good, healthy fruit too. Something for us to think about this week. So remember, every tree is known by its fruit. A healthy tree grows good fruit, and a good person brings good out of the treasure of his heart. You know, all this talk about fruit and fruit trees, well, first of all, it's making me kind of hungry. I might eat one of those bananas or the orange for breakfast this morning. But talking about fruit and fruit trees also is making me think about plants and seeds. Maybe some of you remember that just about this time last year, in our Godly Play class, we planted some seeds of our own. We planted some beans and some peppers, I think, and I think some of you took them home and you took care of those plants and they grew into bean plants or pepper plants. You know, my plants grew some beans, and I got 11 beans, and I ate them, all 11 of them. Well, anyway, thinking about seeds and plants made me want to try an experiment that I read about. So I'm going to try it, get it set up, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing here, and maybe you'll want to try it at home. So where do these plants come from, like the apple tree and the orange tree and the lemon tree that we were talking about? Well, they start as seeds, and you plant the seeds in the ground, you give them sun and water, and some of them grow into bean plants, some of them grow into flowers, some of them grow into apple trees. So my experiment is going to be with bean seeds. And the reason I think this experiment uses bean seeds is because bean seeds sprout very quickly, unlike some other seeds that take quite a while to sprout. So anyway, in my experiment, you take a clean glass jar, and I've been saving these salsa jars for a while because I thought they'd be perfect for this experiment. And you take a piece of black construction paper. You roll the black construction paper up like a tube, and then you put it in the glass jar so that it fits right inside like that. Then, I should have done this before I started, but it will only take me a minute. You get some water. I'm putting the water in my watering can, and you fill the jar with water. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Oh, is it getting to the top? Almost. Okay, almost to the top. Now, you take the bean seeds and you put the bean seeds between the paper and the edge of, oh, mine fell to the bottom. You put the bean seeds between the paper and the edge of the jar. I'm gonna try it again. They're supposed to kind of stay where you can see them. There's, that one stayed. I'm gonna put it on the sides, not behind, oh, that one fell to the bottom. Not behind the Tostitos thing because it will be hard to see. That one fell a little bit too. Some of them are staying up okay. Try it again on this side. We're trying to keep the bean seeds right there between the paper and the edge of the jar where you can see it. I'm going to put just a couple more in there. And then it says to put the jar in a warm place. Oh, most of my beans are falling down to the bottom of the jar. I hope that will be okay. All right, so I'm gonna take the jar, put it in a warm place. I think I'm gonna put it over on my plant stand. And then over the next few weeks, see what happens to those bean seeds. You can see one stayed up at the top of the jar, and there's another one. Maybe I can move them around a little so that they stay up where we can see them. All right, so we'll see what happens to them over the next few weeks. The idea is, hopefully, they'll grow some beans. So maybe you'd like to try that at your house. Maybe I can send you something to get you started. But enjoyed talking to you about plants and fruits and the treasures in your heart today. We'll see you soon. Have a good week. Bye-bye.